guys, and welcome back to my channel, Mia's May. My name is Mia. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Lion's Den. In today's video, I'm going to be switching it up just a little bit. I am really excited for this kind of turn in my channel that I am making, and you know, I just pray that God just leads the way, okay? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you all things Bible journaling, Bible study, all of that, okay? I have been posting a lot on like my Instagram, my Facebook, my Pinterest account on my Bible journaling, and so many people have been reaching out asking me so many questions, so I decided why not sit down, make a video about it, and give y'all all the tea, okay? All the tea. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So first and foremost, I want to shout out my brother Ty for my Disciple shirt. I love it. I've had it for a couple of years, and I love this shirt. It says Disciple, and I just love it, so shout out to you, Ty. I don't know if he's still selling them, but if he is, I will leave the link in the description below. So first things first, I'm gonna kind of rewind a little. First, I want to start off with my devotionals. The one that I love them both, okay? But this one I've had the longest, and it's one of the most popular. It is the Sarah Young Jesus Calling book. It's a 365-day Jesus Calling devotional, and I love it. I love it a lot. I also was gifted this devotional by my best friend's mom back in 2013 for Valentine's Day. Y'all, I cherish this so much. I will never ever lose it. I will never ever get rid of it. It's so special. It is so special. This is the Abundant Life 365 Blessings to Begin Your Day, and it also has my name engraved on the bottom, and I just think that is so cute. So those are my two devotional books. Love them so much. I also, when I go to church, I love to journal. I love to write down my notes. Anything that stands out to me that my pastor might say, I will always jot it down. I'm not big on typing it in my phone because to me it just looks like I'm not paying attention if I'm in my phone, and it gives me too much opportunity to swipe up and go into Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all of that. So I don't even like to use my phone at all while I'm at church. So this is my latest notebook. I filled up probably not like filled up, but like filled up two notebooks already, and this is the most recent one. I love this one because it is soft, and it doesn't have lines. It's one of the dotted ones, so I really love this one. I just write a lot of my notes in here, so from church or from studying my Bible, I just write that all in here. So you can see I keep my notes in here. I love this notebook. I encourage notebooks for anyone who wants to get more into it. And on the side, you can't see it, but it says, "This is how I fight my battles," and I wrote that there. I love this notebook. Next up is my Bible. This Bible I purchased back in college. It was my freshman year, and I remember saying, I want to make sure that I'm going to church. I want to make sure that I stay in church when I go to college. So I went and I purchased the Bible from Walmart, $11. I remember the day. I remember picking it out. But I have it in this cute little cover. It says, "God is within her. She will not fall." That is Psalm 46:5. I just got this from TJ Maxx for like $5. So this is my Bible. I will always cherish this one as well. I love it. I love how it looks. It's everything. So it just has a nice little cross on it. It's faux leather. This is the New King James Version. To me, it's a lot harder to study and to understand. Let's face it, I'm a young girl in her 20s and I really don't get it. So that's why I switched to a different version for my newer Bible. But yeah, this one was a lot more difficult for me to understand. It's really small print, and there are no margins. Like, there's no room to write. So when I did write in it, it would be like crammed on the inside. I barely even wrote in this one because I would write more like on my paper. But this is my old baby. I love her. Now I use the Zondervan NIV version, which is a lot easier to understand in my opinion. I did a lot of research on Bibles. I knew that when this pandemic started, there was a perfect opportunity to pick up a new hobby and to get closer to God. So what I did was I just was YouTubing a bunch of Bibles. I was doing a lot of research. I almost got the She Reads Truth Bible, but I went to Barnes & Noble. I was gonna pay that $50-something, $60 for it. I went to Barnes & Noble, but the pages were so thin, y'all. I knew that what I wanted to do, I wanted to write in my Bible and doodle and color and highlight and all of that. That Bible was not going to be sturdy enough for my liking. That doesn't take away from the Bible at all. I'm sure it is an amazing, amazing book, but it just didn't suit my specific needs that I wanted. I was afraid to even flip them because they were so fragile, so I left that one and I found this one on Amazon. Shout out to my big brother who bought it for me. I appreciate you. I love you. I look up to you. I got it just says the Holy Bible, but this is the Zondervan NIV version, and it is a journaling Bible. And when I tell y'all I have had so much fun with this thing, I love this book. This is one that I will cherish forever and ever and ever, and probably would never get a new Bible because I just love it so much. Never say never, I might get a new one, but I love this one so much. I might hand it down to my future kids or something, but it is just so much fun. I added these Bible tabs to it on the side that I love. They're homemade, okay? They're homemade. The margins are wide enough for me to color in it. So as you can see, there's a lot of space for me to journal and write and color. The pages are thick enough that I can highlight and it won't bleed. However, depending on the material that I'm using, so if I'm using like a darker marker or a heavier marker, then it will bleed. So on here you can see this is the back. Rainbow bled through, but the rest barely any bleeding. So I love this book, y'all. It is so great. I do have a video on how I made these Bible tabs, so check that out. I just got this book about 2 or 3 months ago. I started on the New Testament, and so the back is really full, but the front, it still needs a little more love, but we just haven't gotten there yet. But I started back here, and you can see that I write a lot on my sides. Here I add sticky notes everywhere. I highlight a lot. It's just the most perfect freaking Bible ever. I love it so much, so much. So for the tools that I use when I Bible journal, I have this entire box full, okay? It's heavy. It has everything that I need in here. I'm gonna pull you guys a little closer so that I can show you everything. So first thing when you look in here, I have this old Christmas box with a bunch of pens and highlighters, Sharpies, and a bunch of just like leftovers that I don't typically reach for as often, but I will. The highlighters that I love to use are the Zebra Mild Liner highlighters. They're double-ended and they're really pretty colors. I found these at Target. They're a little expensive. I'm a little cheap, but I found them at Target. You can find them on Amazon for a lot cheaper. However, I wanted them right away. It's double-sided. On this side, we have the regular kind of highlighter thick tip. And on this side, we have a finer tip. This side I use more often because it's just easier to control for me. When I highlight the scriptures, I use the thin side. I don't use the big side. I have OCD, so I like things a certain way. So in this pencil pouch, I have so many markers. So the first set of markers that I love the most are the Pigma Micron markers. Now they look like this. I'm sure y'all have seen these everywhere. They have different colors and different styles. My most used one is probably the PN version. It's like a plastic tip. It rides so smooth. It barely bleeds. Really, none of these really bleed unless I'm too heavy-handed, which sometimes I can be, but it has the PN on it like this, and when you open it, it's like that. It's like a plastic tip and it writes so well. Y'all have no idea. So that came in a set of black, red, and blue. I don't typically use the red and blue that often, but when I do need them, they are there. And then these are the regular just Micron pens, but they just come in different sizes. 03, 01, 05. I usually use the 03 because it's not as thick as the 5 and not as thin as the 1. It's perfect, and it looks like this, and it's just got a nice tip. The only thing about these is if you don't let them dry, they will smear, and I don't like that. Okay, I don't like that. However, when you let them fully dry, you can highlight over them, you can touch them and rub them and do whatever. I erase a lot on top. So next, these are probably the most used things. pencils. I always like pencils. So when I Bible journal, I like to pencil it out first, and then if I mess up, I can erase, and it's not as permanent as a pen. So these, I just use literally the most regular pencils. Y'all know the Bics, y'all know the pack with all the pretty colors that we get in college. Yeah. So next, I love to use these pens. They're the Papermate Blair M pens. I have a big little assortment of these. These are also some of my absolute favorite pens. The only thing is they do bleed because they're pretty thick tips. So it's the Papermate, and when you open, it's like this. It's like the felt tip. So I don't use them as often, but when I need like my colors to pop and all of that, then yes, I will use them. So I use them on here. I use them here, especially right here. They did bleed where it says rainbow. However, I don't mind bleeding when it's just like that. When it's extreme where it like rips the paper, that's what I don't like. But that is perfectly fine for me. The next pens that I absolutely love, I found them at Marshall's. It's a pack of I think like 24 or 48. I really don't remember, but I have a lot of them, probably 48. But it was a big pack for like $10, which is amazing. And I love these pens so much, y'all. Oh my gosh. They are the Art Alternatives pens, and they have a 0.4 fine tip. I love how many colors there are. I love how they write. They bleed the tiniest bit if you're too heavy-handed, but other than that, they are so nice. So they are the Art Alternatives, and they have a really fine tip on them. They write really nicely. So I'll use them here. Love, good, and hate. They didn't really bleed, as you can see right there. They did not bleed as much. However, when I used them for this post, this journal, I used them on the World and the Heart. It bled the tiniest bit, but like I said, it depends on how much pressure you're putting on it and all of that. So that is why that bled through on that part. Those are all of my pens that I love to use, and I just keep all of those in this pencil pouch. Next, what I use are Crayola colored pencils. This is the 24 pack. It's perfect for what I needed it for. I love them. They're just standard colored pencils. I'll show y'all where I use those. So I use those colored pencils here on this really pretty deer. I love this Bible journal. This is definitely one of my favorites. They're just really smooth on the pages, and I love how this one turned out. So I use them when I want to get super duper creative, but I don't use them as often as I do with my pens and my markers. Next, I have this box of sticky notes and erasers. So I have this little box of erasers. I know that I make a lot of mistakes, so I use them when I Bible journal so that I can erase whatever pencil that I wrote first and then get it all out. I have some regular sticky notes that I like to use to put on the inside. I like to write prayers on them a lot and put them in my Bible. I have these little flower ones. I have these regular square, they're more of like the mini ones, I have some extra tabs. I have a couple of different colors of those, as well as this size and these. They're lined. I love the size and the shape and the colors. So I have a lot of sticky notes. Like I said, I like to put them all throughout my Bible. So those are all of the tools that I like to use. Now, also when I am Bible journaling, I love to listen to music. A lot of my journals come from music alone. I will just put some quotes in here of different songs. So the deer that I showed you was Tori Kelly's song, Psalm 42. I also have It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. But anyways, I have that Bible journaled in here as well. A lot of my journals come from music because I love music. I love worship music. I love gospel music. I love Christian music. It's all the same to me. I love it all. So I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite songs. I have an entire playlist. It's called The Daily Dose, John 3:16, and it just has so much music on here. So much. I absolutely love Maverick City Music. They are my favorite Christian group. This song is my favorite, as well as Promises, but this is called Man of Your Word, and I just love this song so much. I also love Hillsong United. I had the pleasure of going to see them live at church in Australia, so that's when I really fell in love with them, but their music is amazing as well. Oceans is definitely my favorite Hillsong song. Of course, I have Tori Kelly on here. I have loved her forever, ever, and this is my favorite song on this album. Her music is amazing. She has such a beautiful spirit, and I just absolutely love her. Also, I love Jonathan McReynolds. Y'all, his music is amazing. It gets you so excited, and I just love it. So his Make Room album is my absolute favorite, so go check that out. I also love Travis Greene. His music is also amazing. The Crossover album is definitely a favorite, so check him out as well. So that is some of my favorite music. I have a ton more. Of course, I can't play any of it because YouTube be tripping and they be trying to copyright people, but go look up all of those artists because I absolutely love them. Now, one of the most important tools that I use is the YouVersion Bible app. I absolutely love the Bible app. Now, if you watch my vlog for Paul Mitchell, as you probably should, I always read the verse of the day. So I'm going to read the verse of the day to you guys. And it says, when tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. That is James chapter 1, verse 13. And once I'm done reading the Bible verse of the day, I love to say, don't forget to start your day off with a little bit of Jesus, and don't forget to say your prayers, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna be telling you guys the same thing. Don't forget to start your day off with a little bit of Jesus, and don't forget to say your prayers, okay? Okay. But yeah, guys, that is it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you got some information from it. I hope that you finally know what Bible is perfect for you, because this one is perfect for me. But that is all for today's video. If you guys pick up this Bible or pick up any of these tools, let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you have some favorite tips and tools and music and all of that you love, put it in the comments below, because I want to hear it. I want to see it. I want to know all about it, okay? All of the items that I use will be linked down in this description below, so check that out. And without further ado, y'all have a great, blessed day, and I love you, and I'll see y'all in my next video. This was so fun!